Hey, what's going on, everybody? Verdi here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to talk about Madame Serris. She is an epic Dark Elf Void champion. She's a very, very good champion. She still keeps eluding me on my account. I haven't summoned her even though I've tried many, many times. Let's go ahead and look over her skills. On her A1, she attacks one enemy and has a 20% chance of placing a fear debuff for one turn. This chance increases to 30% if the target is under one debuff. This chance increases to 45% if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. On her A2, attacks all enemies, has a 40% chance of stealing one random buff from each target, places a block debuffs on all allies for 2 turns if any buff is stolen, places a true fear debuff for 1 turn on enemies who have buffs stolen. This is a very, very good skill. If this activates and you get block debuffs, it is very, very useful. On her A3, this is probably her best skill. She removes all buffs from enemies, places a 50% decreased attack debuff and a 60% decreased defense debuff on all enemies for 3 turns. On auto, people are having trouble getting her to do this first. The way to do this is to make her go the fastest, and we're going to show this on Dragon a little bit later on. For her passive, places a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of their max hit points at the start of each turn. When attacked while under a shield buff, has a 35% chance of placing a fear debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. This is also a very, very good passive. I think she's definitely one of the best epic champions in the game. Technically, her kit is good enough to be a legendary, in my opinion. She has low attack, but decent hit points and defense, and also pretty nice speed. Let's go ahead and take a look at her artifacts. It's kind of a mixed set on Madame at the moment, but the stats are good. We have a divine speed, we have an immortal, and we have accuracy. Just looking for speed and accuracy with Madame and survivability. A bunch of speed rolls, accuracy rolls, hit points percentage chest, hit points percentage gloves, speed boots. For jewelry, we have an accuracy banner, a defense necklace, and a hit points ring. So as I said, you're pretty much just looking for tankiness, accuracy, and speed, and Madame will be all set to go. Her skills are booked, and for her masteries, we went with defense and support. We don't really need her for dungeons or to do damage in dungeons if we do use her, so defense and support works really well. We went with Eagle Eye for increased accuracy, Master Hexer, and Sniper for the debuffs. You could go Evil Eye, but Cycle of Magic works as well. Alright, now we're going to run her in some PvP so you can see how good she actually is. Alright, we could go against this team right here. It doesn't matter. If they go first, we could just swipe the buff. So now that she didn't go first, what we can do is we'll remove all buffs from the enemies. Normally you can save this until they buff themselves, but we're going to be killing a bunch of them with Rotos, so it doesn't matter. You want to kill their Madame, so that way she doesn't do the same thing to us, which is swipe our buffs. And there we go. Obviously this team is very good, but if we can find a team with a bunch of shields, she works really, really good for that, because if a team has a bunch of shields and you technically couldn't one-shot them beforehand, now with her you can remove those shields and Rotos can get to work. Okay, let's take care of Rosin. And almost. And there you have it. Pretty easy. Alright, let's see if there's a team with Krisk or something. Hegemon. Alright, it's a high power team. They probably have a shield set on him. Oh, no shields, just on him. Alright, let's see. Let's get rid of Sathalia. Jack. And then we can sleep Mountain King. He does a lot of damage. Right? No sleeping this time. take care of Rosin. Go to sleep again. With the attack down there, even if they got attacks off, they would really, literally do no damage or very little damage. Alright, we can go against this team. Alright, so they went first. They have a bunch of buffs up. Let's go ahead and buff up Madame. Or I mean with Siphi. Buff with Arbiter. And then Madame is going to take away all these buffs and give him decreased defense. So she works really well against any team that starts with the shield buff because they're wearing a shield set. And also, once they put up their buffs, she will strip them all. So it's extremely useful. Okay. Protoss doesn't care about that. We could try one more team here. Warlord has a shield normally. Oh, and they're faster than us, so this is going to work out great. Unless their Madame goes first. Alright, perfect. So, we stripped all that stuff away. Now we can get rid of their Madame, and we still have our buffs up. Get rid of Warlord. And now they just have Arbiter and Rotos. Yes, they can get Warlord back up, but he'll go back down here in a second. We can actually sleep Arbiter. Alright, get rid of Warlord again. Sleeper again. Alright, now we can fully get rid of Arbiter, and now they just have Rotos. And it's GG. So yeah, if you have Madame, definitely build her for PvP. She is very, very good in PvP and honestly everywhere else. Go ahead and run one more match here. Okay. When we go first, it's kind of unfair almost because we could just go ahead and take care of the problems on the team pretty easily with Rotos, but the decreased defense definitely helps one-shotting everyone. Sometimes Torments have really high defense and you can't get rid of them. Madame will definitely help with that. And when they attack her, they have a chance to get fear. If they try to take actions while they're under the fear debuff, they will lose the cooldown and won't even get a turn. So she's very, very useful. And look, once again, 115k hit on Torment. It makes it much, much easier to one-shot everyone. Let's go ahead and show her in a couple of dungeons. People do stop by stream all the time and ask me how to get Madame to do her decreased defense and decreased attack move first. And the answer to that is very simple. She just needs to go first. It might not be the best thing for your team for her to go first if you're running Arbiter or something. But if you're running something like this, maybe a Zerg setup for Dragon, she's going to be very useful for that. So if you watch here, see, she goes first. She applies decreased defense and weaken. And even if we weren't one-shotting them here and you just needed to progress through Dragon, she would be very, very helpful because decreased attack is very important. It pretty much helps. Decreased attack pretty much helps with any dungeon that you're doing. The fact that she has it on one move, I think that the only other champion with it on the same move is Stag Knight, but he has to hit, so it can't be a weak hit. She is useful everywhere. Plus, she's void, so she cannot weak it. And then the other champion is Tomb Lord. So that's why I said earlier that she could technically be a legendary because her kit is very, very good. She's like a mix between Jack and Tomb Lord. She has fear, she has decreased defense, decreased attack. I mean, she doesn't have poisons, but if she did, she would definitely be probably overpowered. Okay, nice, easy dragon here. Obviously, if we had Draco, he would work better here, but Madame works really well as well. I want to go ahead and run her in Golem as well. So on Golem, we have Siphi on the team, and Siphi goes before her. So before I was saying that you need her to go first in order to apply the decrease defense and decrease attack. I get it to work on this account, and she applies this first, even though she doesn't go first. But sometimes this doesn't happen. Other players are having difficulties with it. So it could have something to do with how fast she is in general. I'm not exactly sure about that. But I think that as long as you make her as fast as possible, or if you just make her go first, she will 100% always do the decreased defense and decreased attack. So let's go ahead and run it so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, so Siphi goes first, but she still does it. So it works here, and sometimes I've literally gone onto players' accounts and it didn't work, even after the fixing or whatever they were supposed to do with her. So I'm not exactly sure what it is. The only thing that's different with this Madame than the other ones that I've used is that she is decently fast. She's like 246 or something speed. So I think that the key is to just have her as fast as she could possibly go, and then she will apply this decreased defense and decreased attack. You can let me know in the comments below whether you guys found some other reason why she sometimes doesn't apply this debuff, or you found a guaranteed condition for her to apply it. But I think that it's speed. So if you're having issues with it, just run more speed and you should be good. Speed is always the answer, right? It would have been nice to kill the ads there with Foley or Rotos, but it's fine. Okay. She should be doing a decreased defense, decreased attack here, I think. Nope. One more turn. There we go. And these ads normally hit decently hard, especially on Seer, because she's not very tanky, but with decreased attack, they are pretty much useless. The boss killed Seer because she had decreased defense, but everyone else stayed alive. Normally, the boss can do a lot more damage without the decreased attack on him. Alright, now both of the ads are dead, and this is GG. Okay, perfect. And get rid of that. But yeah, Madame Serris, a very, very good epic champion. If you have her, build her. You can use her literally everywhere. I mean, there are better champions for certain things, but she pretty much fulfills she can pretty much take a slot in every single party for every single dungeon for all the content in the game. Let's take a look at her artifacts again real quick. So she's wearing a Divine Speed set, an Immortal set, and an Accuracy set. Hit points and speed on her jewelry, hit points, defense, and accuracy. Total stats, we have 246 speed, 385 accuracy, 63,000 hit points, and 2,200 defense. So she's definitely very tanky. On top of it, she has very good speed and has a lot of accuracy, which she needs for the high resistance teams in PvP. Honestly, for high resistance teams in PvP, she could actually use more accuracy. Take a look at her masteries again real quick. We went with Eagle Eye because we need that accuracy. The other important ones are Master Hexer and Sniper. And as I said before, if you want to run Eagle Eye, you can. It is very useful. We chose to go with Cyclo Magic here to try to get a cooldown off, so that way she can strip buffs and apply decreased defense and decreased attack more often. And here on the support tree, as usual, we just get some extra accuracy and some turn meter boost from when her debuffs expire. I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Please leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.